Have you ever pondered the phrase, all persons are equal in the law? You might assume this pertains to you. But have you ever stopped to scrutinize your own identity as a person? For the duration of your existence, you've navigated life allowing both living persons and inanimate entities to label you as a person. Let's begin to comprehend the legal implications that underpin our daily interactions and uncover the etymology that defines what it means to identify as a person in today's society. This is due to our lack of awareness and our unfamiliarity with etymology and the Black's Law Dictionary. Whether these agreements that you make in your life are verbal, written, or even implied contracts, we enter legal interactions every day in our daily lives without realizing, often oblivious to the intricacies of the law's wording and the profound implications that it has on an uninformed individual. The art of utilizing the letter and the spirit of the law to declare your status and rectify it when faced with a living man, a living woman, or corporation, or any incorporated entity becomes a skill one must learn and practice daily. Learning to express your truth through legally binding affidavits and holding yourself and the supposed claimant, if there even is one, it is imperative that we learn the meaning of words like this: person, claimant, corporation. Holding yourself and the supposed other party accountable under penalty of perjury, and mastering the technique of responding to queries with questions, as instilled within the legal framework, becomes imperative. Our legal system operates under Admiralty Maritime Law within the jurisdiction of water, unlike common law known as law of the land, and that's not to be confused with air law, otherwise known as contract law or ecclesiastical law. Your limited understanding of the etymology of these water words entraps you as a living man or living woman within a figurative vessel adrift at sea. This vessel was materialized through your birth certificate. A legal entity was formed through your parents' signature. Our limited grasp of the etymology of these water words trap us, nay, trick us as a living man or living woman into responding to implied contracts as a figurative vessel out at sea. When entering into any contract, written, verbal, or implied, with any entity, living man or living woman, a corporation, otherwise known as a dead entity, that's a vessel that's lost at sea, or your legal fiction, known as your straw man. These are all terms that you must become familiar with as time goes on. The ignorance of your core identity leaves you defenseless in social and legal encounters. Consequently, you inadvertently yield yourself to authority, allowing policy enforcers to exert control, directing you to present documents, wear masks, or even receive injections or inoculations. But as you empower yourself through understanding, fear dissipates. Mastering the art of expressing your rights empowers you in every scenario. Expressing your rights and freedoms in every situation is expressing rights and freedoms for humanity. It becomes a beacon of light to humanity as a whole, seeing someone stand up to authority successfully. It transforms into an act of service to the broader community. In the present societal landscape, violent uprisings aren't the solution, and confrontation with the government or its agents only escalates tensions. The true challenge lies in calmly asserting your freedoms when confronted with unlawful claims, be they debts or mandates. Consider the act of being served on TV. As someone answers the question of their name, they're handed the papers and they can depart without uttering another word. The reason behind this may have intrigued you. It's time to unearth this enigma and reveal the truth to humanity. Let's not forget the importance of identity. Analogies drawn from maritime life shed light on the concept of a person. Just as a ship's purser assumes responsibility for supplies and taxes, so too does one's legal identity carry obligations. In its essence, you find a purser is a shipboard office accountable for port taxes, bills and supplies. The purser serves as a signatory officer, taking responsibility for all aboard. Analogously, in society, your all caps name or your straw man from your birth certificate operates as your legal persona. Are the implications of the words that have been normalized to you, that are used against you in the court of law? However, as you are educated, the intricacies of the law remain obscured. Obtaining a driver's license surreptitiously subjects you to laws governing dead entities, vessels, or corporations. Unbeknownst to you, this ushers you into a system designed to suppress your true status as a living man or living woman. An elaborately orchestrated deception to align you with the identity on your birth certificate. This scheme leaves you ill-prepared to engage with law enforcement or navigate legal matters. Your schooling, your government-funded and government-controlled, essentially the Rockefeller system, is the same system that has been operating the exact same way for 150 years. This system failed to equip you with the knowledge needed. Yet, by refusing your ignorance to go on any longer, you enable yourself to escape their grasp. Policy enforcers and governments wield authority only as you bestow it, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Let this revelation sink in. You are deliberately kept unaware. Ignorance renders you malleable, enabling taxation and usury, otherwise known as fractional reserve lending. Taxation preys on the uninformed. It's time to awaken and recognize that ignorance of the law is far from your destiny. Taxation, recognize that the ignorance of the law isn't your fate. It's a choice that you can decisively reject. Only through the knowledge of the law and active and daily practical use of it as an individual, it's on you to make the conscious decision to do this for yourself and for humanity. Otherwise, you will be ruled by people who were bothered to take the time to learn these laws. As responsible living man or living woman, we value principles that uphold our freedoms and rights, understanding that earning our status isn't a given, but a culmination of knowledge and discernment combined with practical use in our daily lives. In a world where complex legal jargon often remains elusive, taking the time to grasp the etymology that underpins our identities is a powerful step. Through history, our society has evolved under various legal frameworks, each carrying its distinct implication. Today, the waters of Admiralty maritime law flow beneath the surface of our legal system, signifying its jurisdiction. Learning to navigate these waters is akin to understanding the currents that shape our legal interactions. It's an art that demands attention and dedication, and one that you must begin to practice. One love.